Yeah. I thought growth required pressure, that love should push me hard. I thought transformation came from force, not mercy at the start. But you work slowly in my soul, never raising your voice. You treated every fragile step like a sacred choice. You didn't rush my changing, didn't shame my pace. You celebrated progress even when I stayed the same. I learned becoming isn't violent, it's gentle when it's true. You were kind of my becoming in everything you do. You were kind of my becoming, patient with my pace. You didn't punish my resistance, you met me with grace. I'm not who I was yesterday, not who I'll be. You were kind to my becoming and kind to me. My resistance, you met me with grace. I'm not who I was yesterday, not who I'll be. Oh, you were kind to my becoming and kind to me. I used to fear the darkness, thought it meant you'd gone away. I chased the light relentlessly, afraid of what night might say. But the night kept slowing my heartbeat, kept teaching me to stay. And you were just as present when the light had faded gray. I learned darkness isn't absence, it's a different kind of sight. I stopped running from the night, stopped begging it to end. I learned darkness isn't absence, is another place you stand. You don't leave when light is gone, you don't hide from sight. I stopped running from you don't abandon us at sundown, you don't disappear from pain. You stay through the long hours, stop fighting the shadows, no. Stop calling them wrong. I learned I can be whole if they're all alone. And you are God of morning, you are God of night. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. There were parts of me I rejected, rooms I wouldn't let you see. I thought love required correction before it could reach me. But you kept entering gently where shame had built its wall. You love the parts I avoided like they mattered most of all. You didn't agree with my self-judgment, didn't echo my critique. You saw beauty where I saw failure and stayed there patiently. I learned healing isn't self-erasure, it's mercy learning its way. I let you love what I hated, and it didn't turn away. I let you love what I hated, what I tried to erase. Didn't flinch from my shadow, you stayed in that place. I stopped fighting myself, stopped closing the gate. I let you love what I hated. I've left more times than I can count, pull away when things felt close. I learned how to disappear before love could expose. I expected disappointment every time I came back slow, but you never counted exits the way I thought you would. You weren't standing with crossed arms, you were standing still. You were patient with my return. You didn't rush my steps, you didn't punish hesitation, you didn't keep regret. Every time I found my way back, still unsure, still learning, you were patient with my returning. You didn't ask where I'd been hiding, didn't question why I strayed. You welcomed me like coming home was enough for that day. I learned mercy doesn't lecture, it opens up the door and waits without resentment. No matter how many times before, if love keeps the light on, then I can always return. You were patient with my return, and now I stay. You were patient with my returning, and now I stay. There were seasons I grew quiet, felt invisible inside. I learned how to shrink my presence just to survive. I thought fading was safer than being fully seen, but you kept calling my name softly where I tried to leave unseen. You saw me when I vanished, you stayed when I withdrew. You didn't let me disappear, didn't let me fade away. You stayed present in the silence when I had nothing left to say. I tried to make myself smaller, tried to quietly clear, but you didn't let me disappear. You didn't force me back in the light, didn't pull me out too fast. You reminded me I mattered even while I collapsed. You treated my existence like something you would guard. You stayed until I remembered who I was in your heart. If you see me still, then I am still. You didn't let me disappear. You called me back to life. I'm still here because you stayed. I tried. I try to carry every failure, every promise I couldn't keep, every word I wish I'd taken back, Every night I couldn't sleep. I stacked them like a mountain on a heart already old. I told myself it was my cross, but it was more than I could hold. I wore my guilt like armor, like it proved that I was sorry enough. I thought punishment was faithfulness and shame was some kind of love. But you never asked me for suffering, never asked me to pretend. You just waited for the moment I would finally let you in. Yeah. My hands were shaking, my knees gave way, and that's when mercy made a way. Yeah. You carried the weight I couldn't hold. When my strength finally ran dry, you didn't ask me to be fearless, you just asked me not to lie. Yeah, I laid it down at your feet, yeah. Every fear, every load, yeah. You carried the weight I couldn't hold. I thought letting go meant failing, thought surrender meant defeat, but you call it holy wisdom when I fall down at your feet. And the burdens I've been dragging, oh, lost their power in your hands. You didn't make them disappear, you just helped me understand. Hey, yeah. Oh, if love means lifting broken things, then you love me well. If grace means sharing what I can't, then grace never failed. Oh, yeah. You carry the weight I couldn't hold. When I had nothing left to give, you turned my weakness into mercy. Oh, you reminded me how to live. I'm lighter now, not because I'm stronger, but because you are. I didn't come with certainty, I came with open hands. I brought my doubts like fragile things I didn't understand. I was afraid you'd correct me, tell me what not to feel, but you listened without interrupting, like questions didn't offend was real. You didn't rush to solve the mystery, didn't close the space between. let the wondering stay open, like wondering was part of believing. You didn't love me despite my questions. You loved me where they grew. You were gentle with my questions and patient with my truth. You were gentle with my questions. You didn't make me choose. You didn't shame my hesitation. You stayed while I searched for truth. I didn't need to silence wondering to be close to you. You were gentle with my questions, and that gentleness pulled me through. Oh, if truth isn't afraid of doubt, then neither are you. I don't need I don't need all the answers. I don't need all the answers. I don't need. Oh, I need your voice. No words tonight. I used to fill the quiet with my questions and my fear, talking just to hear myself, pretending you were near. I rehearsed my explanations, every reason, every plea, afraid that if I stopped talking, you might stop listening to me. But tonight the room is empty and the noise is finally gone. No clever words to lean on, no pretending I'm strong. And somehow in the stillness where my answers fall apart, you don't fix me or explain me, you just sit here with my heart. No thunder in the heavens, no voice I can't command, just a holy kind of near I don't fully understand. When God sits with me in silence, I don't have to prove a thing. No explaining, no pretending, just a tired soul learning how to breathe. In the quiet I discover grace I never learned to say. When God sits with me in silence and loves me anyway. I thought faith was always answers, thought belief was being sure, but you seem more interested in what my wounds endure, and the questions I kept hiding, like they disqualified my prayer, slowly lose their power when I see you're still right there. Not every prayer needs language, not every wound needs sound. Sometimes healing happens when you simply sit me down. Sometimes love sounds like silence, and you stay. Slow me down. I've been running my whole life, trying to earn a place to stand, trying to prove that I deserve everything you've given me by hand. I turn love into a ladder,
Turn faith into a ladder,
turn faith into a race,
turn faith into a race.
but I was always exhausted, trying to keep up with grace. I didn't know how to be still, didn't trust that love would stay. So I kept myself busy, hoping you wouldn't walk away. But you never asked for striving,
Never asked me to compete.
you just opened up your arms and waited for my feet. I'm learning
To rest in your love,
oh,
not earn it, not prove it, not fight.
I'm learning I don't have to carry.
Tomorrow, tonight,
You don't withdraw when I'm tired. You don't love me less when I'm weak.
I'm learning to rest in your love.
And finally let it be. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, I confuse peace with laziness, stillness with giving up. But you call it holy surrender when I finally stop enough, and the world doesn't fall apart.
When I loosen up my grip,
It's still spinning in your hands even when I slip. If you
are who you say you are, then I don't have to be. If you're holding all things together,
I'm learning to rest in your love, not measured by what I do. I'm learning my value was settled the moment you said I choose you.
no more racing for approval.
No more fear of falling through,
I'm learning to rest in your love.
because your love rests in you. Oh, I'm safe, I'm held, I can rest, I can rest. Whoa. Oh, yeah. I thought silence meant you left me. Thought the night erased your face. Thought unanswered prayers are meant I somehow fallen out of grace. But now I see you never moved. I just couldn't feel the ground. You were closer than my heartbeat when I thought you weren't around. I didn't lose you in the dark. You were holding every breath, yeah. Even when I couldn't see you, you were closer than my chest. The dark didn't steal your presence, it just taught my heart to pray. I didn't lose you in the dark. You were leading all the way. I blame the night for taking you, but it was fear that closed my eyes. You were working in the places I was too afraid to try. And now I know the darkness wasn't punishment or test. It was space enough for learning. I don't walk this road alone. You don't leave when light is gone. You don't disappear with dawn. You are faithful through it all. Yeah. I didn't make it on my own. There were nights I almost quit believing, days I barely made it through. I had more questions than answers, and none of them felt new. I smiled when I was breaking, said I was fine when I wasn't sure. If I'm honest, I didn't survive because I was brave or pure.
I didn't stand on solid courage, didn't walk this road alone. I stumbled more than I remember,
lost more faith than I've shown.
but every
time I thought I'd reach the end,
every time I thought I'd fall,
oh, yeah.
there was mercy in the moment,
Keeping rhythm
with my heart.
I'm still here because you are, still standing because you stayed. I didn't survive on courage, I survived on grace. When I ran out of reasons, when I ran out of air, I'm still here because you are, and you were always there.
I thought faith meant never doubting,
Never looking back in fear,
but you met me in the weakness,
and called it perseverance.
you never asked me for perfection.
Oh, never told me not to fall. You just promised I wouldn't fall alone, and somehow that was all. If I'm breathing, it's a mercy. If I'm standing, it's a grace. If I'm walking forward now, It's because you made a way.
I'm still here, 'cause you are.
Still held by unseen hands.
I didn't make it through the fire.
You carried me through the flames.
Let my life be the evidence.
Let my scars be my praise.
I'm still here because you are.
And that will always be enough for me.
I'm still here.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
I'm still here.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
I'm still here. 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 I'm still here.
Because you never left. Yeah. I used to pray for smooth roads, for belief without resistance. I wanted faith that felt natural, not something I had to live in. I asked for answers that settled me, for clarity I could keep. But you kept offering presents instead of guarantees. I thought difficulty meant distance. The struggle meant I was wrong. But you stayed close in the tension, like tension was where I belong. You didn't simplify the journey, you didn't make it neat. You taught me how to walk with you on unsteady feet. I stopped asking for easy faith, stopped praying it would be light. I learned belief is often heavy and still holy in the fight. You don't leave when trusting hurts, you don't step back from the strain. I stopped asking for easy faith and found you in the pain. Now I don't measure faith by comfort or by how calm I appear. I measure it by who I stay with when the path isn't clear. You don't reward certainty, you don't require ease. You just keep walking beside me in my unbelief. If faith is choosing presence over proof, then I choose you. I stopped asking for easy faith and learned how to stay. Start asking for easy faith and learn how to stay. I promised myself I'd be stronger this time. Swore I wouldn't bend, wouldn't cross that line. But the weight of the days kept pulling me down, and my best intentions never made a sound. I tried to keep smiling, tried to hold my ground, but fear has a way of circling around. When my courage faded and my hope ran thin, I thought you would leave like the others did.
You stayed
when I couldn't stay strong.
You waited
when I gave up trying, when my faith felt fragile and my nights felt long. You were steady while I was fighting.
I broke under pressure.
Sure, I lost my way,
but you never walked away.
Oh, you stayed.
You stayed
when I couldn't stay strong. I thought your love depended on how well I stood, how often I proved I was doing good. But you never measured my worth that way. You just held me through my weakest days.
I didn't earn your patience.
Oh,
I didn't prove your gracious.
you loved me in the middle of my unfinished faith.
You stayed
when I couldn't stay strong.
You carried
What I couldn't hold. When my prayers came out broken and wrong, you still heard every word I spoke.
I'm learning now what love really means.
Oh, yes, now.
Doesn't leave when belief runs thin.
Oh, you stayed when I couldn't stay strong.
Oh, yes, hey.
Oh, and you're still here, teaching me how to stand again. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, oh. I remember when my choices scattered, when direction felt unclear. I took paths I wouldn't recommend if I met myself back there. I thought distance grew with every wrong turn, that love within was space. even in my wandering, you kept my place. I confused confusion, abandonment, mistook silence for retreat. But you were closer than my breathing on unfamiliar streets. You didn't wait at the finish, you walked every mile, even when I didn't recognize your footsteps for a while. I didn't lose you when I lost my way. You never let me go, even when I couldn't find myself. You always knew me though. I wandered far in my own direction, but mercy didn't sway. I didn't lose you when I lost my way. If love follows instead of waits, then I was never alone. You didn't leave when I went missing, you stayed until I knew. I didn't lose you when I lost my way. I was being found by you. Ooh, hey. 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 I thought love showed up in moments that felt important and bright, and breakthroughs, revelations, in songs that rose at night. But you kept visiting quietly on days I barely noticed, days without announcements, where faith felt almost pointless. And you met me while I was folding doubts into another routine, while the world stayed unimpressed with the life I was living. You didn't wait for meaning, you didn't ask for display. You loved me in the background of an unremarkable day. I let you love me on ordinary days when nothing stood out. I stopped waiting for holiness to arrive with a shout. You didn't need my life to sparkle, you didn't need me brave. I let you love me on ordinary days, and it changed my fate. Now I don't overlook the quiet, I don't rush the in-between. I've learned grace often whispers where I thought nothing had been. You call faithfulness beautiful, even when no one sees. You keep doing holy work in the most unnoticed things. Yeah. wasn't here, then this is sacred too. I let you love me on ordinary days and learn to stay. I let you love me on ordinary days and learn to stay. I let you love me on ordinary days and learn to stay. And learn to stay. I know how patience runs out. I've seen kindness slowly fade. I've watched people grow distant when progress didn't get made. So I expected the same from you. I braced myself for the sign that you'd quietly step back when growth took more time. But you never sighed in frustration, never hinted you'd had enough. You did look bored with my questions, or tired of how I trust. Every time I came back unchanged, still wrestling, still unsure, you stayed like staying was easy, and loving me was sure. You didn't grow tired of me, didn't lose your grace, didn't count my repetition or keep score of my pace. When I circled the same old fears, when healing moved slow, you didn't grow tired of me. And now I know, I learned fatigue belongs to humans, but love belongs to you. You don't love with diminishing returns or conditional view. You don't withdraw when I'm unfinished. You don't disengage. You love with a depth that doesn't erode with time or age. If love never gets weary, then neither do you. You didn't grow tired of me. You didn't grow tired of me. Didn't grow tired of me. And that changed everything. I've seen love come with conditions, with timelines, terms, and ends. I've learned how easily affection depends on who I've been. But you don't love like a contract. You don't leave when things delay. You keep loving me consistently in the quietest ways. I don't always know where I'm going. I don't always know what's true. But I watched you remain steady when my confidence withdrew. So now I trust the way you stay. Not the clarity I lack. I trust the love that doesn't leave. Even when I step back, I will keep trusting. Trusting the way you stay. Not the answers I don't have. I will keep leaning on presence. When the leaf feels thin and flat, you don't disappear in my weakness. You don't fade with time. I will keep trusting the way you say. Staying is what you do. You stay, and that's enough. I used to be, I was taught to stand up straight, to never let them see me fall, to smile through the cracks in my voice like I didn't need help at all. I called it strength, I called it faith, but deep inside I always knew I was just afraid of admitting how much I needed you. I prayed with polished language, I hid the shaking in my hands. I tried to look like someone who always understands, but the weight kept getting heavier every time I played it cool, till the truth broke through my pride and whispered, "You're human too." You never asked me to be fearless, never told me not to cry. You just waited for my honesty to finally arrive. I'm not ashamed of needing you, not anymore. If weakness is the doorway, then I'll fall on the floor. I don't have to be impressive, I don't have to be strong. I'm not ashamed of needing you, I should have known all along. Somewhere along the way I learned to call my distance control, to say I had it all together while my heart was losing hope. But you don't love the version of me that never breaks or bends. You love the one who finally admits I can't do this on my own. If grace only comes to the broken, and this is where I belong. If mercy meets me at my weakest, then weakness isn't wrong. I'm not ashamed of needing you, I won't hide it anymore. Yeah, falling is what brings me closer, then I'll fall right to the floor. You don't turn away from my hunger, you don't shame my desperate prayer. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of needing you, you've been waiting right here. I don't need to be strong, I just need to be yours. Shame has a familiar voice, it knows exactly what to say. It reminds me of every time I almost walked away. I learned how to listen closely, how to call that voice my own. But grace kept interrupting with a tone I didn't know. Grace didn't argue with my past, didn't shout my guilt away. It just kept speaking steadily to shame lost what power it had to stay. It didn't deny my failure, it didn't minimize the truth. It just refused to let my worst moments define what I am to you. I let grace be louder than shame, louder than regret. I stopped replaying the mistake like you hadn't seen it yet. Your mercy spoke with patience, not accusation or blame. I let grace be louder than shame, and it changed my name. Oh, I don't need a silent shame. Grace does that on its own by staying longer than condemnation and calling me home. I still remember what I've done, but it doesn't rule my days. Grace gets the final word now in how I see myself and pray. If grace gets the last word, then hope is safe. I believed you for the sunshine, I believed you for the plan, I believed you where the future fit inside my open hands. But the nights that never answered, the prayers you didn't move, taught me faith is more than saying I still believe in you. I know you're good in scripture, I've sung it all my life, but believing when I'm bleeding is a different kind of fight. I don't doubt that you are faithful, I just doubt myself sometimes. And I'm tired of pretending that I'm doing fine. I'm still learning how to trust you, still unlearning all my fear, still deciding if your promise means you'll stay when you're not clear. I don't doubt that you are faithful, I just doubt myself sometimes. So be patient with my weakness, Lord. I'm learning how to trust you. I've trusted you with miracles, I've trusted you with grace, but trusting you with silence feels like standing in the rain. Still you don't demand perfection, you don't walk away from doubt, you stay inside the questions till the truth works itself out. Faith isn't confidence, faith is staying anyway. Faith is choosing you tomorrow when today still feels afraid. Learning how to trust you, I'm still learning how to trust you, still learning all my fear, still believing that your goodness isn't scared of what I say. You don't rush me to be fearless, you just walk me through my mind. So be patient with my weakness, Lord. I'm learning how to trust you. I'm not there yet, but I'm still here. Before I knew, before I learned how to stay, before I learned how to choose, I was running from silence, calling it freedom, calling it truth. I mistook attention for love, noise for something real. I didn't know what it meant to be held without having to feel. I love what felt familiar, even when it left me small. I trusted the shape of affection, even when it made me fall. I gave my heart to quick promises, to hands that didn't remain. I thought love was something you earned by learning how not to complain. But you were there before the language, before I knew how to pray, before I could name the ache in me, or explain why I stay. You loved me before I understood love, before I knew what it cost. You loved me when I called it desire, when I called it being lost, before I learned the difference between being wanted and being known. You loved me before I understood love, before my heart found a home. I thought love was always urgent, something I had to defend. I didn't know it could be patient, or stay without needing an end. I confused intensity with meaning, mistook fear for being alive. But you never chased my attention, you just stayed quietly kind. If love doesn't need to convince me, if it doesn't need to be loud, then everything I learned about loving was missing you somehow. You loved me before I understood love, before I learned how to see. You loved me when I was reaching for anything that wasn't me. Now I'm unlearning what hurt me, I'm relearning what's true. You loved me before I understood love, and I'm finally learning from you. I don't have to earn it now, I just have to let it stay. In the silence, he finds me. In the quiet of the evening, when my thoughts begin to shake, when the echo of my failures feels too heavy to escape, still your presence wraps around me like a blanket made of grace. And you find me in the silence where I thought you hid your face. Every doubt I've tried to conquer, every fear I couldn't name, meets the whisper of your kindness, calling gently through my shame. And the blues guitar is sighing like a prayer I ever said, as you find me in the silence and revive what once was dead. When my faith is growing thin, still your mercy draws me in. He still finds me in the silence when my heart is tired of trying. When the night feels long and cold, still your mercy draws me in. He still finds me in the silence when my heart is tired of trying. When the night feels long and cold, He restores my weary soul. In the quiet, in the night, He becomes my guiding light. Even when I lose my way, He still finds me when I pray. There were moments I felt distant, moments soaked in quiet pain, but you lifted every burden till my heart could breathe again. And your spirit filled the silence with a soft and holy glow, till the peace I lost in shadows. Find me, Lord, find me. Speak your mercy in my fear. Find me, Lord, find me still. Let your presence be my fill. Double. Find me, Lord, find me still. Your presence be my fill, be my fill. He still finds me in the silence, in the silence. I don't see it yet. I've always wanted clear directions, a map I could hold in my hands, something solid for my questions, something easy to understand. But faith keeps asking me to walk with certainty it won't lead, to place my weight on promises I cannot touch or see. I've trusted what looked convincing, what made immediate sense, but the things that shape me deepest never came with evidence. Love didn't show me its reasons, hope never proved its case, and you've never asked me to see you before I learned to trust your ways. I will trust the God I cannot see when the road won't make sense yet. I will trust the hand that's guiding me through the questions I haven't answered, even when the future stays hidden, even when I don't know why. I will trust the God I cannot see, because you've never failed my life. I've seen you work in hindsight, in scars that taught me grace, in doors that didn't open but led me to a better place. You were faithful when I doubted. You were present when I ran. So maybe seeing isn't knowing, maybe trusting is the plan. If you were only real when I could prove you, I would have lost you long ago. But you've been real every moment. I had nothing left to hold. I will trust the God I cannot see, not because the path is clear, but because your mercy met me every time I landed here. I don't need a perfect vision, I just need the courage to try. I will trust the God I cannot see and walk with you through the night. I don't see it all, but I see enough to take the next step.
I've been standing at the shoreline of a river wide and deep, where the waters sing of healing, where the broken come to weep. Every scar I tried to cover, every ache I couldn't name, feels the pull of holy waters, where the mercy flows like flame. There were days I feared the cleansing, days I held my heart too tight, but the river keeps on calling through the valley of my night. And the blues guitar is whispering what my soul is longing for, as I stand at mercy's river, longing, trembling on the shore. When the past feels hard to face, still you draw me with your grace. At the edge of mercy's river, where my fears begin to shiver, I surrender all I've known to the love that makes me whole. At the edge of flowing grace, in the warmth of your embrace, all the pain I used to hold meets the river soft and bold. I have carried heavy questions, I have held the weight of shame, but the river keeps on whispering that you call me by my name. Now the organ breathes redemption as the water starts to shine, and I step into the river where your mercy becomes me now.
Oh Lord, let our hearts sing tonight on a quiet Sunday morning when the sky is turning gold. I can hear the choir singing all the stories I've been told, every burden from my journey, every tear I've tried to hide. Meet your mercy in the music, and it's pulling me inside. In the shadows of my doubting, where the fears begin to rise, you remind me of your promise with a truth that never lies. So I lift my weary spirit as the gospel chords begin, and the blues inside my heartbeat turns to praise again. When the nights are heavy, when my faith feels small, your voice is still the loudest, calling through it all. Hearts in harmony, singing out your name. All our chains are falling in your holy flame. From the valley low to the skies above, we are bound together by redeeming love. Hearts in harmony, grace has set us free. Jesus, you're the melody inside of me. Every saint and every sinner has a place before your throne. Every lost and lonely wanderer never walks this road alone. When the choir lifts its voices, something breaks inside my soul. All the years I carried darkness start to fade and lose control. Lead me, Jesus. Hold me, Jesus. Hold me, Jesus. Guide me through the shadows. Your mercy shows. Lift this, let your glory flow. Hearts in harmony, singing out your name. All our chains are falling in your holy flame. From the valley low to the skies above, we are bound together by redeeming love. Hearts in harmony, singing out your name. In your holy flame, to this shadow love. Yes, Lord, keep my heart in harmony with you. I didn't come to you with courage, I came with shaking hands. Every step I took toward trust felt like sinking sand. I believed you loved the fearless,
the ones who never die. So I kept my fear hidden every time I cried out. I thought you'd grow tired of me, circling the same ground, of always almost believing, but never standing sound. But you never raised your voice, never pulled your grace away. You just stay close enough for fear to lose its say. You were patient with my fear, you didn't rush my fate. You never called me weak for needing time and space. Well, I learned how not to run. You stayed right here. You were patient with my fear. I'm learning fear doesn't mean failure. It means I'm still alive, still hoping, still reaching for something deeper than my sight. You never asked me to be fearless, you just asked me not to hide. You kept loving me gently until trust arrived. If patience is a language, then you speak it fluently. Patient with my fear, oh yeah. With every step I missed, oh, you stayed longer than my doubt. You outlasted all of it. Now I'm walking slower, but I'm walking sincere, because you were patient with my fear. You didn't rush my faith. Call me weak for needing time and space. While I learned how not to run, you stayed right here, because you were patient with my fear. Oh, I'm not fearless, oh, I'm not alone.
I've always rushed my healing, wanted closure by the dawn. I thought faith meant faster answers to everything I've done wrong. But you never pulled me forward, never dragged me through the pain. You just walked at human speed and stayed beside me in the rain. Mercy doesn't hurt me, doesn't shove me toward the light. It lets me feel the weight of things without abandoning the fight. You're not counting how long I'm broken, not tapping your foot in time. Mercy doesn't hurry me, and somehow that's divine. That's a divine. Oh, and somehow
forgot. But every scar you're tending is one you never rush or right. You're more interested in death than how quickly I look fine. You're teaching me that healing isn't something I outrun. If you're patient with my becoming, I can learn to be the same. Mercy doesn't hurry me. It waits until I'm ready to stand. It heals what time alone never could. With your steady hand.
I prayed for signs and thunder, or something I could hold, but all I heard was nothing in the spaces growing cold. No miracle, no movement, no voice I could repeat. Just a quiet stretching longer than my courage to believe. I thought silence meant abandonment, like you had turned away. But the longer that I stayed there, the less afraid I became. Because something in the stillness was keeping me alive. Even when I couldn't hear you, I felt you by my side. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest, where you said what words never could. You didn't rush to fix my questions. You just stayed when nothing looked good. And now I know some answers don't come wrapped in sound. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest, when I finally slowed down. Learning not to fill the quiet with my panic or my fear. Sometimes love doesn't explain itself, it just remains near. And faith isn't always shouting, sometimes it's standing still, trusting that you're working, even when it feels unreal. If you're not afraid of my waiting, then I won't be either. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest, where my soul learned how to breathe. You weren't absent in the quiet, you were teaching me how to see. Ooh.
been racing through my healing, trying hard to feel okay, counting progress in my changes, wondering why it takes so long this way. I thought grace would fix me faster, tie my loose ends overnight. But you keep walking slow beside me, like there's no reason to fight. I confuse speed with faithfulness, silence with delay, but you never seem offended by the pace I need today. You're not tapping your foot impatient, you're not checking off my past. You're more concerned with how I'm growing than how fast. Grace is not in a hurry, it doesn't rush me through the pain. It lets the wound breathe open till healing knows my name. You don't love me more tomorrow than you love me now. Grace is not in a hurry, and that's how I know it's real somehow. Some things heal in quiet moments, some scars need gentle time. You don't call it wasted waiting when I'm learning how to be kind. I'm not late to my becoming, I'm not failing in delay. I'm still walking in your mercy every step of the way. If you're patient with my story, I can learn to be the same. Grace is not in a hurry, it stays until I'm whole. It doesn't push me toward perfection, it keeps my fragile soul. Now I'm letting go of timelines, learning how to stay. Grace is not in a hurry, and neither are you with me today. Slow is not fair, slow is still great. Shining me low. There's a quiet by the river when the evening settles low, and the silver on the water catches every fading glow. In that stillness I can hear you calling softly to my soul, like a lantern on the surface, saying, child, I'll make you whole. When the storms of shame and failure try to drown me in their tide, you remind me you're the Savior who is always at my side. Every ripple tells a story of a love that never leaves, and the peace that rests upon me is the gift that grace believes. In the calm of holy water, in the hush of sacred night, I can feel your healing presence, turning darkness into light. You're the light in the still water, peace in every crashing wave. When my fears pull me under, you're the hand that reaches saves, light that breaks the silent stones, love that carries, love that forms. There were nights I felt abandoned, nights my strength was wearing thin, but the river whispered gently, child, let mercy wash within. So I knelt beside the shadows, let the tears fall where they may, and your spirit ran beside them, washing every doubt away. Babe, pray, shine on me, shine on, shine through me, break the chains I cannot see. In the stillness, in the silence, let your presence bring me peace. Grace like fire, like water. There's a burning in my spirit, like a flame that won't grow cold, and a river running through me with a love that won't let go. Every failure from my past life, every hurt I tried to hide, meets the cleansing of your fire, flowing gentle deep inside. Ooh. When the world begins to tremble, and my hope starts falling thin, you remind me you're the healer of the war I hold within. when the blues guitar is crying, with the truth I long to hear, that your grace is like a river, and it drowns my deepest fear. When the storm keeps closing in, still your mercy says begin.
Grace like a river, fire,
Burning bright,
lifting higher,
washing all my shame away, setting hope like dawn of day. Grace like a river,
fire,
holy cleansing, never tire,
fire,
flowing through my darkest night, turning ashes into light. I've been wandering long and weary through the battle in my chest, but your kindness like a river pulls me closer into rest. And the fire of your forgiveness sparks the strength I didn't know, till the love I thought was absent starts to rise and overflow. Let it burn,
let it burn,
let it cleanse,
let it cleanse,
let the river flow again.
flow again.
In my soul,
In my soul,
make the broken places whole.
make this whole.
Grace like a river, fire, flow in me, washing all my shame away, setting hope like dawn of day.
Grace like a flow in me. Your light, your peace, in the quiet of your presence, when the world is fading low, I can feel a gentle healing in the places I don't show. All the fears that I've been guarding, all the wounds I tried to hide, start to open in the silence, where your mercy meets my pride. When the blues inside me tremble, when my voice is lost in song, you remind me of the promise
that your love has held me long, and the whisper of your comfort settles heavy on my chest, till I feel my weary heartbeat slowly fall into your rest. When all my strength is failing, your peace is shining still. In the quiet of your light, every shadow takes its flight. All the sorrow I have known meets the mercy of your throne. In the quiet of your peace, all my striving learns to cease. In the quiet of your light, Lord, you make my darkness bright. There were nights I felt forgotten, where the silence felt like stone, but you showed me in the stillness I was never once alone. And the soft forgiving radiance of your everlasting grace gives a warmth that fills the corners of my long and empty space. Shine on me, shine through me, break the chains I cannot see. Shine on me, shine through me. Let your love restore my peace. Your light, your quiet light. Morning grace, in the slow morning air, when the sunlight first appears, I can feel a holy stillness wiping off my nighttime fears. All the worry from the yesterday that tried to pull me down meets the mercy of the sunrise, pouring gold across the ground. Every failure I remember, every word I can't undo, seems to lose its weary power when the day begins brand new. There's a kindness in the quiet, there's a healing in the breeze, and it feels like God is whispering through the rustling morning trees. In the hush before the sunrise, in the light before the day, there's a grace that gently teaches. There's a better, brighter way. There is a grace in the slow morning air, like a tender, holy prayer. All my shame you bring to light, wrap it in forgiving white. There is hope when the day begins. You are stronger than my sins. I've been stumbling through the shadows, I've been walking wounded nights, but the morning brings a mercy that can turn my wrongs to rights. And I breathe the quiet promise that your love is shining through, as the light upon the hillside softly says, I'm here for you. Oh, let the morning be my teacher, let the sunrise be my guide, let the peace you gently carry find a home here deep inside. Every dawn becomes a doorway to the mercy you renew. There is a grace. There is a grace. In the morning air, Jesus, calm the storm in me. There's a storm inside my spirit, where the thunder shakes my breath, where the waves of doubt keep rising like a fear of silent death. But you walk across the water with a peace that sets me free, and you whisper in the madness, child, the storm belongs to me. Every wind that tries to break me, every wave that it hits too strong, meets the power of your presence, telling me I still belong. And the blues guitar is sighing as your mercy falls like sea, till the tide of fear stops crashing when you calm the storm in me. Jesus, calm the storm in me. Speak your
Peace,
Peace,
be still. Peace, peace be near. Oh, Jesus, calm my deepest fear.
Grace that meets me where I fail. I've been stumbling through confession, tripping over what I've done, trying hard to hide the pieces of the battles I have won. But your mercy keeps on rising like a dawn against my shame, and your grace begins its healing when you softly call my name.
Every failure I've avoided, every truth I feared to face, meets the kindness of your presence, meets the warmth of endless grace. And the blues guitar is singing what my heart can't quite unveil. There is a grace that keeps on meeting me exactly where I fail.
When my strength begins to fade, still your mercy will invade.
The grace that meets me where I fail, lifts my heart beyond the veil. When I'm buried in my shame, you remind me of my name. Every weakness, every tear finds a Savior drawing near. Love that never will derail, grace that meets me where I fail. There were nights I felt unworthy, nights I couldn't lift a prayer,
But you stepped into the darkness just to show you're always there. And the organ hums redemption as the choir starts to swell, singing softly of the grace that meets me right where I rebel.
gospel swell,
Grace that rises,
grace that stayed
grace that walks me,
through my day,
grace unending,
strong and real,
grace that meets me.
when I need. The grace that meets me where I fail,
Oh,
lifts my heart beyond the
lifts my heart beyond the veil.
when I'm buried in my shame.
Oh,
You remind me of my name.
oh,
Every weakness, every sin
every tear
finds a Savior drawing.
drawing near.
Love that never will derail,
Never will derail.
grace that meets me where